press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello my dear students, today let us know about a new chapter, that is human resource. See, we have come across many things, right? See, when it comes to the human resource itself. So at your home, okay, all the works are distributed, right? You will be having certain works to be done. Your mother does certain works, your father does certain works, right? So your father goes to the office, or even your mother may go to the office. There they may earn. Apart from that, after coming home, they'll be having the like household works, right? So even you will be joining your hands for those works, right? So how well a human resource can be used. See, what happens when it comes to human resource, see, it is like people. The people are the greatest part, or they are the greatest income for the nation, right? So nation, when it comes to the nation, it would be the person, it would be the people who will be having the highest rank, or will be having the it is like the more importance is given to the people. The reason is they are the sources, okay, like for the national income. So when it comes to this, we have to understand certain things, right? So who are what is human resource? Why we have come up with that particular name? What happens if people are not enough if the literacy rate is not increasing, if they are not coming up with new things, what would be the conditions? So let us know about all these things in the next chapter. See, when it comes to your class, maybe there will be like a 60, max 60, I guess. Okay, 60 students in your class. So now in the class, you will be like 60 students, right? Excuse me, you would feel the class as very crowded. How about those 60 students when they go out of the class and they go into the playground? Don't you feel like your class strength is very less and you have much more space enough? Right? So why these differences? Why is that you feel all those things? So now let us know about those things. So let us know about human resource. What exactly is human resource? How the population is distributed? What exactly, like how much people are surrounded in a particular area? How well they can work? And even the factors like for the distribution. What are the factors that is affecting the distribution of population? And if the things related to the population change. So today let us know about all these things. See, people, as I told you, are the nation's greatest resource. Apart from all the resources, it is the people who are the greatest resource. So like nature's bounty, okay, it is given, nature's bounty is given much more importance, but only people can make it look more beautiful. Right, nature has given many things. Nature is beautiful by itself. Like nature has given much more things. But when it comes to the nature's bounty, to make it more beautiful, it is the people who will be doing it. So without the demands, without the demands and abilities which would turn them into resources. See, the nature has given many things. But who will be using it? Definitely it would be the human beings, right? It would be the people. So that's the reason people are given much more importance. So human resource, ultimate resource. So as we all know, human resource is the ultimate resource, and even healthy, educated and motivated people develop resources as per their requirements. Imagine if you are having a good environment to stay in, if you are having good health, right? If you are having, if you are more educated, you will be knowing how to use the resources. Now, for example, as your school is providing this online classes, now you can watch it, right? Imagine if they would not come up with these things, what would have happened? Because of their intelligence, they have come up with these online classes so that you can make use of your time without wasting it. You can make use of your time, right? Yes, in the same way, when it comes to this, people are considered to be the resources. They are the greatest resource because of their intelligence, because of the way they can use the resources. Though nature is very beautiful, nature is having plenty plenty of things, plenty of resources. Without people intervening on in those things, the nature cannot be enjoyed in the manner required. So like when it comes to human resources, like other resources, they are not equally distributed all over the world. So it is not equally distributed, but yes, they differ in their educational level or probably age and even the sex, okay, like gender. So when it comes to this, see, if you consider, are the people distributed in the whole world equally? Can we find equal population everywhere? No, according to their educational qualification or even the gender or even the level, okay, the educational level or even the age, okay, the distribution is done. So their numbers and characters keeps changing. As we know, it keeps changing. Now there's a discussion here in the school, like the teacher is asking, how many people do you think there are in the whole world? Now she is asking the question. And now the same question I can ask for you people. So you are supposed to answer now. See, when it comes to this, one child is telling there are 500 children in my school. The other is my village has got 1,000 people. The other is telling there are 30 children in my class. So there are around 6.6 billion people. Now the population is more as compared to the the world. Now because of the pandemic, we lost many or much more population, but we are having a good population. So the government of India has got a department called as human resource like a department or say development. It is giving much more importance for this. So this ministry was created in the year 1985 to improve the people's skill. So as you all know, people are having much more skill and they will be they don't know how to make use of those skills. So if there are people what happens if there are few people who want to improve their skills every now and then, so they will be aiming to improve their skills. So this just shows how important people are as a resource for the country. See, as the ministry has come up with human resource development, it means that people has to increase their intelligence. People have to work for their intelligence. So now, every now and then they should see that they improve their knowledge. They should improve their strength. The way they do work, that has to be improved. If not, it goes very difficult. That's the reason. So when it comes to this, the government is working on the improvement of the human resource, because human or say the people are the greatest resource for the nation. They help in the development of the nation. They contribute for the economic development, all the development of the nation. So that's the reason people are given much more importance. So there is something called as Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, which has been started in the year 2015, and what they do is they are aiming to train 1 crore Indian youth from 16 to 20, and the objective of the scheme is to encourage aptitude towards employable skills by giving quality training to probable and existing wage owners. Okay, like the one who earn the wage. Okay, the one who are called as wage earners, to bring improvement in them. Okay, to improve their skills, to bring in changes in them, they are given much more importance. Okay, so the next is distribution of population. So when it comes to distribution of population, the way in which people are spread. Okay, so every area, we cannot say that yes, people are in this particular area or they are more see, as I told you, the distribution of people is not equal in number, right? It is not equal in number. Every now and then it is it keeps changing, and it is totally different from one area to the other. So the way in which the people are distributed or spread across the nation, earth's surface, it is called as the pattern of population distribution. The way it is being distributed, okay, we call it as the pattern of distribution of population. So it depends. It totally depends how the distribution will be done. It totally depends. So as now more than 90% of the world's population live in about 30% of the land surface. As the earth is called as the blue planet, we are surrounded by water, right? Almost more than almost 70% is covered by the water itself. That's the reason we call it as a blue planet. So here the 30%, 90% of population, it is within the 30% of the area, land surface. So the distribution of population in the world is extremely uneven. It is not at all even. As I told you, it depends upon the educational levels. It depends upon the the climatic condition. People cannot survive in a particular climate. So the distribution keeps changing. So there are certain areas which are very crowded in nature, and some are very rarely populated. It is like a few are very crowded in nature. Now if you go to this Mandipete, you find people very in a huge crowd. You can see the people there. But how about certain areas wherein hardly any school or college are there? You can find any people or the area less populated, right? So that is what they are telling. When it comes to the world, the area, okay, if you consider each and every area, the population is totally distributed in an uneven manner. So the crowded areas are South and Southeast Asia, Europe, and Northeastern North America. So these are the places wherein you can find more crowd. Okay, it is not about one single place. They are not talking about one single place. It is about the whole world they are talking. So the crowded areas are South and Southeast Asia, Europe, and Northeastern North America. So very few people in high latitude areas, tropical deserts, high mountains, and areas of equatorial forests. You can find people. Very less people, okay, very few people, they do live in these areas because of the climatic conditions. See, when it comes to people, now imagine for you people itself, now you are adjusted to this particular area, right? Maybe Davangere or Harihar or within this area itself. Now all of a sudden you are asked to shift to Delhi. What would happen for you people? Like, you may not feel comfortable there, right? Because the nature, the kind of environment you have been in, it would be totally different if you change the place, and maybe it would not be that favorable for you people. So you may not get adjust as like with other or in this particular area. So many more people live in the north of the equator than south of the equator. So north of the equator is having good climatic condition, but south of the equator the climate keeps changing. That's the reason if you find the the map, you will get to know, like when it comes to the equator, which cuts the earth into equal parts. So like when it comes to the equator, north of the equator, okay, if you consider this as the equator, right? So when it comes to the north, okay, you can find more people than to the south. Okay, so that is what is being said. So the equator is the one that cuts the your earth into equal half, right? So that is how they are, like it has cut the earth into equal half. So when it comes to this, the north is having more population compared to the south because of the favorable conditions. So almost 3/4 of the world's population live in two continents, that is Asia and Africa. Yes, we come under the Asian continent, right? Yes, even India is more totally populated, right? So the more population, that too 3/4 it seems of the world's people, they live in Asia and even Africa. So 60% of the world's people stay in just 10 countries, that is Japan. So in millions they have given Japan, Russian Federation, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Brazil, Indonesia, USA, India, and China. So if you people see the figure, that is 6.2 in the page number 63, you will understand India is the second most populated country. Okay, so like you can check it. So like when it comes to this, almost 10 nations, right? So like see, world's most populous countries they have mentioned here. You can check this. So now you can understand, right, that yes, even India is the India is having more population. As I told you, Asia and Africa, like most of the people they do, because of the like favorable conditions they are there. So density of population. What exactly is density of population? Let us know about the thing here. So population density is the number of people. Okay, it is like when it comes to density of population, it is the number of people. Okay, it is number of people. Okay, number of people living in unit area, in a unit area or a given area, in a unit. Okay, in a unit area given, how many people do stay? Okay, so that calculation or that thing will be called as, will be considered as density of population. So when it comes to average density of population in like India particularly, there are 382 persons per square kilometer. If you consider square kilometer, okay, like 1 kilometer, if you consider this square, on this area you can find how many people staying in that particular area. 382 persons. Understood? So 1 kilometer, 1 square kilometer. Okay, so that area is like populated with 382 people. So that is what is being said. Now, the average density of population in the whole world is 51 persons per square kilometer. Per square kilometer, this is for India. Okay, when it comes to the whole nation, okay, like whole world, when it comes to the world density of population, it is 51 persons per square kilometer. So if you consider per square kilometer, okay, so it would be 51 persons in the whole world. So now South Central Asia has the highest density of population, followed by East and South East Asia. So when it comes to the South Asia, it is the density of population is more, like you can see 382 persons per square kilometer, right? Yes, to the south, okay, like obviously we are located to the south, right, in the east, like Asian this continent, we are to the south, India is to the south. So like Central Asia has the highest density of population, South Central Asia, and then followed by East and Southeast Asia. So that is what is being Asia. So now you can see the population here 382, and here whole world it is 51. So in a particular area, in a unit of area, okay, in a given area, how many persons are occupying that place? So that particular like calculation will be called as density of population. Now there is a discussion wherein one person is telling, as I told you, see, when it comes to 60 students in a class, you feel the class has to be like totally crowded. But if you go to the auditorium or say the playground, you feel that the ground is very small and your population is very less, but in class you feel the same as a crowded one. Now the answer comes like this, because the size or the area of the hall is much larger than that of the classroom. Obviously your classroom will be like some area, like a particular area will be considered as a class there. So imagine if that class, obviously in that particular class 60 students, the area differs, right? Your playground is very large, very big compared to your classroom, right? Your auditorium will be totally big compared to your classroom. That's the reason when it comes to the classroom, 60 students, if they are sitting in a classroom, you feel that it is totally crowded. The same 60 students, if they are in the playground, you feel that okay, the very less population. The reason is because of the area itself. The area there is very large compared to the class. That is the only difference. Understood? Yes. So when all the students of the school come into the hall also looks very small then. Nothing but I am talking about your playground here. Now if at all you people stand for the assembly, right? Yes. So imagine a whole school is coming together for a function or anything. You feel that even the ground is very small because the population has increased. The number of population, the number of people are increased there compared to the area. Now you feel that the area is very small. But if at all, imagine your class, 60 students, when they go to the playground, you feel that the ground is too large for you people. The same ground would make you feel very small when it comes, when whole school comes for the assembly or maybe some function. Then you feel that the hall is, or the area is very small. Understood? Because of the population, because of the crowd. Now, dear students, let us know about the factors that affects the distribution of population. What may be the factors? What makes this distribution uneven? Why, people are distributed uneven at every stage? Let us know about that particular thing. There are certain geographical factors, there are certain, social, economic and cultural factors. So when it comes to, it is distribution, you have geographical factors and even socio-cultural, or say social, social, cultural and even economic factor. Because of these things, economic factors, or see these two, again the factors are divided into geographical factors and even social, cultural and economic factors. So on the basis of geographical factors, very first one is topography. Topography is nothing but people always prefer to live in an area or on plains rather than mountains and plateaus, because these areas are suitable for farming, manufacturing and service activities. So topography. Now, Bangalore is totally populated compared to other places. The reason is there are many IT companies like ITs, you are having much more companies, you are having job opportunities, you are having a hell number of jobs available there. So people do rush towards a job, they can easily get into job, all these things, right? You can find people in villages also, because people do prefer all these plains rather than plateaus, because they can easily manufacture, they can go with agricultural or say farming or even service based activities, something that is favorable in nature, something that is easily available for the people. Those things will be chosen and those areas will be definitely chosen. Now for example, the Ganga plains are mostly or say densely populated area compared to the other places, that is mountains, Alps, etc. If you consider these places, Himalayas and all, people don't go there, they do visit and come, that is different, but do they stay there itself? No, they cannot do that, right? So only those plains will be chosen, not the mountainous areas, because people cannot stay there, they cannot carry out the farming or say manufacturing activities very easily. That is the reason something that they can carry out easily will be chosen. The next is climatic conditions. See, all the climate, as I told you. Now you're having a humid nature here. You the sun or say the your winter, all those things, summer, winter is something that is bearable. If at all of a sudden you are asked to shift to Delhi, you will die out of cold itself, right? Because it is very cool there, and even the pollution, etc. Maybe that would not be the climate you would enjoy there, right? The weather keeps changing there. All these things affects a lot. So that's the reason. When it comes to climate, people cannot stay in very hot place nor very cold place, like Sahara desert. Can anybody stay there? No, because the population will not be there, because the heat, the hotness, no person can bear it. Polar regions wherein you can find totally very cold, Russia, Canada, etc., we find very less population there. Next comes the soil. The fertility of the soil matters a lot. If any person or people, they are planning for farming or say agriculture, definitely they need the fertile soil, and people do go or they go in search for agriculture. If at all they are from agricultural background, definitely they will be going for that itself. And the fertile plains, that is Ganga and the Brahmaputra in India, Hangui and Changjiang in China and the Nile in Egypt are densely populated because of the fertility, because of the fertile soil what these people get for the farming. They choose these areas. The next is water. See, we have oceans, we have sea. Does it mean we can consume those water, like we can consume that water? Will that be possible? No, right? So river waters are essential. So people, whenever they feel that okay, the area wherein they are staying is not having good water facility, definitely they would change to some area, because people do, because it's a basic necessity, right? And if they are not getting that basic necessity, definitely they would not choose that particular place to reside. So people prefer to live in the areas where fresh water is available, easily available, and the river valleys of the world are very densely populated, because see, even if you go near this, see now in Harihar we are having river, and definitely you can see that Harihar is also populated, right? Because of the river, they are easily getting the river water, right? They are having the facility, easy availability of the water, that too fresh water, because people cannot drink this saline water. That is the reason they are totally depending upon the fresh water. Next is minerals. See, areas with minerals, okay, they deposit the deposits are more, and people are populated there, because see what happens, people they have to get into works, right? They have to do the works. So that's the reason manufacturing, or say like mining and all, they have to do. That's the reason even these areas are populated. Diamond mines, that is in South Africa, and discovery of oil in the Middle East lead to the settling of people in those areas. So those areas will be totally occupied here. The next factors that is coming under social, cultural and economic factor. Very first is social. Areas wherein better housing, education and health facilities are, like people do densely populate there. Example, Bangalore. Good education system is very good, right? So people get easy jobs, right? They can work there. Better housing system, right? All these facilities, they are, the improvement, there is a good improvement, there is a development there. You can find good roads there, right? So that is the reason you can find more population there. People do rush towards Bangalore, because even Pune and Bangalore, these are the two areas wherein you can find people, they do rush towards these things, because there are better housing system, job, health, good health, even health facilities, hospitals are good, easily you can get ambulance and all. If at all here, if any person is suffering or he meets with an accident, to get a ambulance itself goes difficult. People will click the photos, take videos, etc., but they would never help. Some areas, okay, people never help, and some areas are so good that they don't even care for any police and all. They just take the person and they go with the first aid, or even they take up to the hospital. So they it depends upon even the people, that is different. But health facilities, especially like the medicines, all the treatment or the operations, like the surgeons, better surgeons are there. So all those things matters a lot. That's the reason people go with those places. So that's the reason we can find this Bangalore and Pune to be populated more. The next is cultural. Places with religion or cultural significance attract people. That is Varanasi, Jerusalem, Vatican City are some of the examples. So people do rush towards the places wherein you can find the traditions to be alive, the culture to be alive. Nowadays, people are leaving their culture. Please don't do that. We are the one who has to carry out, who has to still, take up the things further. That's the reason. See that, we give, we have to give importance even for the cultural factors, and people do choose such factors here. They do go to those places. Next comes economic condition. Even economy matters a lot for the distribution, because the place, if at all you are not having good economy, no industries are there, you cannot get any employment opportunities, so people will not stay in there. So large number of people are attracted in these areas, wherein Osaka in Japan and Mumbai in India are two densely populated areas. No doubt Mumbai is one wherein you can find or you can get job easily, and even exposure for that matter, right? So that's the reason people do choose this metropolitan cities, so that they can get good exposure, good employment, right? industrial areas. So all these these things are kept as a factors here. So that's the reason you can find more population. Dear students, so this population change I'll be discussing in the next class. See, let me tell you one thing. When it comes to the human resource, human is the important person, and he will be the person who will be using the nature bounty and making it as a resource with his intelligence. And we got to know how the distribution of population is done, like what exactly is density of population, why distribution is uneven because of all these factors, that is geographical factors and even the social, cultural and economic factors. These all are very important, and that's the reason you can see the distribution is totally uneven. Dear students, the next in the next class we'll be discussing about the population change, and there are few things that we have to discuss. Again, that will be discussed in the next class. Thank you so much, dear students, for your patience. Have a great day. Let me tell you one thing. There are 2 more chapters which I have to take. Don't worry, I'll be teaching even that. This was important. That's the reason I have taken up. Thank you so much. Have a great day.